Hey everybody, so guys, this is a new What If that I'm gonna be uploading, and I actually wanted to do this for a long time, so let's get into it. So this is based off of a movie that you guys can see, I think on, let me just look up the movie. It's a pretty good movie. It's basically a movie called Jumper. This is what if Deku was a jumper. Now a jumper, if you don't know what a jumper is, for those that are uncultured, a jumper is basically kind of like some sort of like warlock that can, or a witch that can pretty much teleport. Can't do anything else but teleport to places they've been or seen. So Deku could teleport anywhere in the world. Also, Deku could teleport objects with him, but nothing is big. But the bigger the object, the harder it is. The harder it is to transform, the teleport with it. Like in the movie, this one jumper, he teleported a whole entire bus with him, and pretty much dropped it on a whole entire guy. He teleported away from the guy, teleported on top of the guy while he was in the bus he was driving, and then teleported out of the bus. That's pretty lit if you ask me. I would love to have a jumper powers. But yeah, a jumper can teleport objects with him, and a jumper can teleport certain objects of a building with them. Now, jumpers, their electricity, I think electricity blocks their teleportation in some sort of way, because they can't teleport. They can shift in and out of their physical capabilities because they're trying to teleport, but they can't. But yeah, pretty much jumpers have no other abilities, no other, enhanced strength or abilities. They can't jump anywhere they want, so they can get away pretty easily, and they can jump like feet apart, kind of like a glitching type of thing. Yeah, they can teleport anywhere in the world they've seen or they pretty much been. And it never said that it was that sure jumpers are pretty much tied down to Earth, so they could possibly teleport to a planet if they saw that planet or they've been in that planet by being traveling there. So yeah, and jumpers also, I don't know if they travel through a universe like Nightcrawler, but they don't really they teleport into like a green energy type of thing. So yeah, blue energy kind of thing. And like it looks like they're being sucked in or something, like a black hole that's like super tight you can't see, and they're just gone. So they're pretty cool. And I love this movie. You should go see it. It's a really good movie. It came out in 2000 or something, but it was a really good movie. So let's get into it. Now, Deku, basically, sorry guys, so jumpers kind of activate their powers like quirks. When the first time they jump is about when they're, 5 years old or younger or older. So yeah, but normally 5 years old is when they first teleport. And pretty much it's a group of people that come after hunters because they don't want, because hunters believe that somebody shouldn't have the power to be everywhere like God. They shouldn't be able to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So yeah, they believe in that. But that doesn't really exist. If you guys want me to put those hunters in here, I can. But for now, basically, Deku was born relatively the same. Now, Deku isn't born with a quirk, he's born with a jumper gene. Now, jumpers, basically, they're ancient, they're like creatures that are around when, like, vampires and witches and, werewolves were, like, a big thing, like, in the old Western time. So, when, horses are the only way of getting around, and carriages and all that stuff. So, and also, jumpers were hanged and persecuted because, well, they really didn't believe jumpers were human because they could teleport anywhere. But yeah, now in this universe, Deku looks a little bit more different. Now, Deku is a lot more, athletic, and he's a little bit more skinny and taller. Deku also has more bluish greenish hair than his green hair, and also Deku has blue eyes. So we start our story off when Deku's in elementary school with his quirk supposed to activate. Right after Bakugo's quirk activates, and this time it was like winter time. So Bakugo was pretty much teasing Deku and grabbed Deku's backpack and threw it over the ice pretty much pond and said, "Go get it, quirkless nerd." No, Deku technically they just think Deku's quirkless because today is the day that most people are getting their quirks because it's the day that most people are after their 5th birthdays. So Deku goes over to the pond, pretty much grabs the thing that says whatever, and pretty much the girl that was next to Deku, pretty much cheering him on to get back, but halfway through, Deku fell through the pond and got wished away by the current. He was getting wished away back and forth, and he was about to, get killed. And Deku got caught on some trees, and pretty much is struggling so hard to break the glass. Everybody was staring and saying that, what are they going to do? The teacher's trying to help Deku, trying to use their quirks to get him, but nothing could work. Deku was drowning and drowning and drowning, and Deku just thought about the one place that he wanted to be the most, his his house. And Deku magically just teleports in his house, in his room, with water all around him and water underneath him, pretty much soaked. And seeing that his room was shaking because of the teleportation. Now, I forgot to tell you this, but the harder the emotional draw to that place a jumper has, the faster they teleport there, and also the more powerful they jump. So yeah, jumpers can give off pretty much sound waves when they teleport, meaning that you can have like a glaze of wind or a big burst of wind or like a whole entire freaking Superman landing type of wind. But yeah, Deku basically goes there, opens his room and sees his mom on the other side, like hearing the noise and saying, "How are you home?" Because I don't know. And pretty much after that, they go to the quirk doctor. The quirk doctor can't find any bones in Deku's toes, but Deku does, show him that he can teleport. Now, Deku first tries his teleportation out, second time, trying to go back to school. Now, Deku basically sees it as an opportunity. Now, after that whole entire, fiasco, Deku learns how to control his abilities and control the amount of, teleportation skill that he has and how much, strength he gives off when he teleports and how much strength he should give off when he teleports. So Deku is teleporting. We create our story, a time skip in Deku is about 15. Deku is teleporting to school, and pretty much he goes to school. Now Deku is a lot more popular. Now Bakugo is, isn't doesn't bully Deku, but he ain't friends with Deku either. He doesn't bully Deku or even, um fight Deku for that matter. He doesn't even, acknowledge Deku at all. He doesn't tease him or anything. He just doesn't, uh, come near him at all. So pretty much Deku goes, home after the first day of school. Pretty much Bakugo doesn't go over to Deku and nobody laughs at Deku. They pretty much, kinda, say that Deku's gonna get in the UA because his quirk is really strong. Not strong, but very powerful. So pretty much Deku being, Deku goes to school, goes home by just teleporting. Doesn't, walk or anything, he just teleports back to school. I mean back home. So Deku's in home and he hears about the news about, Bakugo and the Sledgehammer. But since Deku didn't have to be saved by All Might had enough strength to save Bakugo. So yeah, nothing Bakugo didn't die. So Deku was in his room, pretty much just chilling and getting into, his outfit. Now, this outfit right in the picture is going to be Deku's hair costume. This is gonna be Deku's hair costume. So yeah. And also, this outfit is not going to be Deku's street clothes. It's just going to be his hair costume. But Deku's street clothes are going to be basically his normal street clothes with his normal white shirt, red shoes, and jeans. So yeah, Deku basically goes out into the, night. And sorry guys if you hear breathing in the background, that's my dog sleeping. But yeah, pretty much Deku goes back to school having, a normal day. But after that day, they just had an extra day of school, but after that day, the 10-month arc training started. Now, Deku didn't really have the training thing in his teleportation skills. Deku just, Deku did travel a lot, like, mentally. And Deku did go on his phone constantly looking up pictures of, resorts and Hawaii and certain places like the Pacific Ocean or pictures of the bottom of the ocean. If he ever, took a villain and just plopped them at the bottom of the ocean and just left them there. So yeah, Deku was pretty cool. And Deku over the 10 months did, train teleporting objects with him. Now Deku can, at this point, teleport as big as a pretty much Lamborghini. Anything bigger than a Lamborghini, Deku cannot teleport. Or he can teleport, but he's gonna get super tired and might just faint after he teleports into the place he wants it to teleport to. So sorry, I just teleport so many times. I should just use jump. So Deku pretty much can jump any object smaller or as big as a Lamborghini. Now, eventually, Deku will have the ability to, teleport something as big as a freaking mansion or a part of a house. But yeah, for now, Deku has a limitation of the size of a Lamborghini or smaller. So Deku pretty much teleports pieces of trash back and forth out of the, Deku Beach because Deku does find Deku Beach and train there. Now, Deku does work on his physical body because teleportation is going to help him if he can't fight back. So Deku trains on his physical body and also trains how to use weapons like batons and also sais and nunchucks, stuff that's not lethal but can hurt really bad. So yeah, Deku learns how to use nunchucks, batons, and sais. Also knows how to use bow staff now. And so Deku pretty much learns all those skills. And also learns karate and some, martial arts. So Deku was pretty, skilled in hand-to-hand combat at this point. So we skip off when Deku's, carrying covering up the last piece of trash in Deku Beach and looks over and sees pretty much a couple of kids, sprinting past Deku. Deku, smiles at this and is about to, walk out of Deku Beach because, well, he's done and the entrance exam is tomorrow morning. So Deku just walked off. Now, Deku's walking home and pretty much they're walking home and out of nowhere he hears, teleported demon. Deku looks over and says, "What the hell?" And pretty much nothing but pretty much a electric whip hits Deku in the ribs. Deku gets pushed back into a pretty much whatchamacallit, oh yeah, car, and gets swing back and forth into buildings and bars and railings. Deku eventually gets up and sees that it's a man in a black suit and with a black mask on, like one of those black masks how you can't see the eyes, the face, or the ears, just the outline of the bodies of the character's head. So Deku pretty much in that short amount is trying to teleport away, but he can't. He sees that his body is shifting in and out. And Deku pretty much teleports as much as he can through another building, cutting off the electric whip through the building. Deku teleports back home instantly, and pretty much is confused AF. So yeah, Deku pretty much goes back home. So Deku being home goes back to sleep. Now guys, next morning is the entrance exam, and now guys, if you guys want me to keep the hunters of the Jumper Society, in this what if, go in the comments, and also guys, if you want me to, give anybody else the Jumper gene or Jumper abilities in the future, because Jumpers can, activate their powers like late in their life. Like if you're 19, Jumpers can still be, Jumpers. So next morning, Deku goes to the entrance exam and walks in there. Now, Deku doesn't, bump into a Chaku, he just goes there. Deku walks in and pretty much does, eventually gets to the practical exam. Um, President Mike explains everything and they get started. Now, Deku gets started and pretty much teleports to a robot to robot, grabbing them and throwing them up into the air, teleporting them into the air, dropping them down. Deku teleporting left and right, towards robot and robot, and Deku eventually gets to, the 0 point robot. Think about the sprint away or teleport away, but he hears a girl screaming. Deku teleports over there and sees his Ochaku under some rebel. Deku teleports the rebel away and grabs Ochaku and teleports her to the recovery girl office. Deku jumps back into, the practical city or the fake city, taking out more robots left and right, teleporting them through buildings and all sorts of stuff. Deku eventually gets to, a certain point that he's definitely going to get into UA because he got really good points. Eventually, UA, stops the whole entire thing, tells everybody to go back home. So Deku goes back home, walks into his house, and pretty much sits down. Now, next day, Deku gets to know from Yui that he got in, and Deku goes to UA the next day. Or the next day, I don't really know. So Deku goes to UA, goes to class 1A, and sees Bakugo in his seat. Deku just walks by Bakugo and sits next to two girls. Now, these girls are going to be unnamed, but these girls are going to be the shippings of you guys a choice. Because, guys, if you guys want me to make my own shipping ideas, because I already think I made my own shippings for my Benton What If. I think I already shipped like Momo with Deku with Benton, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, so Deku pretty much started, talking and flirting with the two girls. Eventually, Zao walked in class and explained to the class they were doing quirk assessments and then go outside. They go outside, and Deku's told to go home. Deku told the, throw the ball first. Now, Deku throws the ball, teleporting, in the same spot, building up, wind pressure, throwing the, ball pretty far. Now, guys, I forgot to mention this, but jumpers can control. I know. I told you jumpers can control the wind pressure, but if they teleport to the same place over and over and over, or same place like inches away, back and forth while they're running, they can build up enough, kinetic energy or wind pressure to give off huge amounts of wind force, like pushing cars around, or making somebody fly through a freaking building or something like that. Jumpers can also use wind pressure to boost themselves up into the air. If they jump and then they teleport in the air, giving off wind pressure, boosting them back up into the air. So, wind pressure is a pretty good skill for jumpers. It's not really super strength, but it is another power that they can use from their other, you know, perks of being a jumper. So Deku uses that to, for the, sand pit, Deku just teleports to the end of it. For the race, Deku just teleports to the end of the race. For the grip test strength, Deku teleports in the same space over and over and over, using a wind pressure over and over and over, about 1,000 times, enough to, get about the same score as Kirishima. So Deku, after that, goes, back to, the end of the thing. Everybody gets told their score, and Mineta is expelled, and he's replaced with whoever you guys want to replace him with. And we'll get into the next vid. So, guys, this is the end of the video. Deku goes back home, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'm going to end it off here, guys. Also, guys, there's a little bit of a disclaimer. So, guys, if you have any ships of a female swap, like a male-female ginger swap of a shipping idea for Deku, because I already did a female Todoroki ship with one of Deku was cheated on / died. But guys, if you have any, and I mean any other female ships that you guys want me to do, a female ginger swap ships that you want me to do, just go in the comments and ask me, because I'll pretty much do it any what if that you guys want me to do. Because other what ifs, other what ifs that, other what ifers that, have more time, or, take more time to do these what ifs. And pretty much I upload at least one what if, or at least a bunch of what ifs a week. So yeah, it's not one what if that you can't get a week out of me. So yeah, I mean, man, I'm pretty much this part of it isn't scripted, but yeah, whatever, guys. So see you guys later. Bye. Deuces. Have a blessed day.